returning to another episode of Rico Live, the Accuser interview reaction. So I held out on watching the Accuser interview. I did not want to see what the Accuser had to say because I actually wanted to wait to do a reaction to the video. So, and they're short because ABC wants you to go to Hulu and watch the entire documentary interview, you know. And they ridiculous on that because they try to put, oh, go watch the rest on Hulu, then you go to Hulu, and it's just like 15 more minutes to what you didn't see. So the whole show be like 30 minutes long, 40 minutes long. You be like, I came to Hulu to watch the rest of this. Are you kidding me? You know, trying to get people to come to Hulu. Hence why they brought what you call it back? Jimmy Kimmel back. We'll talk about Jimmy Kimmel on tomorrow's show. Okay, let's watch it together because I've never seen this.
Sits down in a TV interview for the first time, sharing allegations of workplace sexual assault and harassment. In June, he filed a $260 million lawsuit against the media mogul. These are claims that Tyler Perry denies. But Dixon says he's speaking out now to try to stop a billionaire who won't stop themselves. What made you decide to come forward with your story?
I wanted to speak out and not stay silent about it anymore.
Actor Derek Dixon sitting down for his first television interview since filing a $260 million lawsuit against media mogul Tyler Perry, detailing the alleged sexual harassment and assaults he says he endured.
That's when you pushed me up against the wall and grabbed my ass again.
Dixon starred as Dale.
Yeah, now you might be
Tyler
lying
Perry's
because you ain't have to
BET
say ass.
series, The Oval.
Why are you yelling?
It's little details. It's little details that people, and I'm not a professional liar watcher or gesture watcher or whatever you want to call it. I don't read, you know, shit like that, but some people do, and must correct me if I'm wrong. But if anybody else, because I know I'm not the only one, anybody else who feels this way, doesn't that come off as, if you've lived long enough and you hear somebody telling a traumatic story like Jussie Smollett, he would do something like that when he was telling his story, and I beat their fucking ass. You know, you wouldn't do all of that. You just wouldn't do all of that. And I beat their fucking ass. You know, like fucking ass, like, and then he grabbed my dick. You know, like you wouldn't, and then he grabbed my private parts. You would say that, like you wouldn't say, and then he grabbed my ass, or and then he grabbed my ass. You would say, and then he grabbed my buttocks, you know, or and then he grabbed my butt cheeks. You know, you would say it in a way that it sounds like you're hesitant. You say straight up, and then he grabbed my ass. My ass on ABC. You've lived long enough to know this is ABC. You know, this ABC. You know that you're here at ABC. People don't really curse on ABC. They don't have curse words on ABC, especially not ABC News. My ass. So it makes it hard to believe
remember?
him right there. That's just one thing already.
No, I actually got shot.
He appeared in 85 episodes between 2021 and 2025. Tell us about the first time you ever met
every
Tyler
scene
Perry.
I just
Yeah,
seen.
he
was the
a studio opening party in 2019. I was working for an events company, and we met, and he said to me, you know, are you an actor? And I said, well, not right now. I'm working on it, but not right now. And he said, yeah, you are. We need to talk. You should get my number and we'll talk about this.
Did any of your initial interactions give you pause?
You know, a few of them were did give me pause, but they weren't bad enough to think like this was a dangerous situation in the beginning. Yeah.
According to your lawsuit, at one point early on, he bought you a car.
Yeah, he'd seen my Jeep around the studio that I was driving, and he said, you know, that's not a great car.
Tyler Perry is an actor, producer, director, playwright, and prominent name in the entertainment space. He launched his career in the 1990s.
You want this half? You want this half?
His 2005 breakthrough film, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, debuted at #1 in the box office and was a massive success. To date, he's created 24 feature films, 20 stage plays, 17 television shows, and 2 New York Times best-selling books. In 2021, his prolific career earned him a spot in the exclusive Billionaires Club. His media empire includes his own production company, Tyler Perry Studios, based in Atlanta, one of the largest film studios in the country.
I'm not trying to do anything other than meet somebody at their humanity.
As his career has flourished, he's also made a name for himself in the philanthropic space. So in early 2020, you land the role of Dale on the Oval. Was that a dream job?
It was, yeah. It was. To be a series regular on a show was something I always dreamed about.
The complaint includes multiple screenshots of text messages allegedly between Dixon and Perry.
Picture where he's on the jet ski. Well, I said, nice picture. And he said, yeah, the water looks calm. And he said, rude. And I said, LOL, yes, that's a stud. And all these texts, I tried to de-escalate them and make a joke out of them.
Some of the messages more sexual in nature.
One of them says, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that in therapy
I'm about
yet?
to be done. This is my last
I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you.
Now, the complaint also alleges that in January of 2020, there was an escalation from the text messages to Tyler Perry's behavior becoming physical. Mm-hmm. Can you explain that first alleged incident?
He started chasing his booty around the room.
Over his house. We're having some drinks in his guest house, and it was late at night, and he has a guest quarters, and said that you can sleep there instead of not driving. And to his house is far from Atlanta and where I was living. And I got into bed, and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well, and started rubbing my leg. And I jumped up out of bed, and he has said, turn around so I can look at you, and just commented on how I looked. And then he got up and left. So I thought after that instance, it was pretty clear that I was not interested in that type of a relationship. It was very, very strange. I mean, I think it's okay that people try to make a move or shoot their shot, but if they get rejected, I think that they should stop. And so I thought it would stop after that, and it didn't.
At the end of the second season, Dale gets shot in the chest 4 times. Why was that especially concerning for you?
What it meant to me was if I don't make him happy, I could stay dead on the show.
And the complaint specifically says, and I just want to quote it, Mr. Perry made it clear to Mr. Dixon that he would kill off Mr. Dixon's character if he did not indulge Mr. Perry's sexual harassment. Was that message clear to you?
For me, that was his way of showing his power over us and our careers, and that he doesn't have a problem with just
over us and our
killing
career.
one of us all.
God,
you're also a screenwriter.
Over
and
us
and written a
and
TV
our
series called
careers.
Losing It.
You hear that? Y'all better. You hear that? I was thinking it. If he coming out, I guarantee you there is a black man that's gonna come out to make this man's story sound a little bit more believable. That's what I think. I think a black man or either a black woman, maybe. Just talking about using his power to control situations, even if it's not, sex involved. I think that Tyler Perry may have some stories out there where he may have used his status or his power to control weaker minded or weaker situationed people. Like I'm in a weaker situation than your situation. Like you're rich, you're in a mansion, I'm going back to my little home, and so you have more of an influence on my mind than I can have on my own mind. My mind telling me right now, don't do that shit. And I'm sitting up here saying, do that shit. because you saying do it, and I'm leaning on what you saying. I do think that Tyler may have some stories out there like that. I don't know, maybe not. Now, if nobody else come forward, then this man full of shit. I need another person to come forward and say this as well.
It's about that.
He ended up wanting to read it, and I at first was like too embarrassed to even send to him, but he did, and he said he loved it and wanted to shoot the pilot for it.
All right, let's go to June of 2021, another alleged incident that you outline in your lawsuit where you're again at Tyler Perry's home in Atlanta, and it ends up with you locking yourself in a bathroom.
Mm-hmm. We started out having drinks in the living room like I've done before, and it got to a point in the night where we were both kind of feeling drunk, and I remember we were walking back to the guest area where I've stayed before, and there was this health monitor scale on the way, and I was like, "What is that?" And he said, "Well, you have to be in your underwear to measure, whatever. So you should do it." He reached down and pulled my underwear down and grabbed my ass, and I tried to stop him and pull back my underwear up, and he kind of grabbed my arms and said, no, it's okay. Just go with it. And I said, stop. I don't want to be naked. I don't want this. And he was just like, no, I'm not going to hurt you. And just continued. And in that moment, unless someone's been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't really understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment. It was almost like every thought came through my head: to run, to fight, to freeze. I didn't know what to do.
He says he de-escalated and distracted Perry and eventually locked himself alone in the guest house bathroom.
The day after that,
I find it hard to believe this because this man is rich as fuck. You're broke. You didn't get this far from doing nothing. You didn't get this far from doing nothing. You've been egging this on. I would say something about my past. I will. When I was in high school or middle school and I would flirt with the boys and I would mess with the boys, I knew who to mess with. I ain't never got my ass beat for messing with the wrong motherfucker. Never. All right. I ain't never got beat up for messing with the wrong motherfucker on some flirty shit. All right. Because I know who to bother, who to fuck with, who to bother, who to try, who to play games with like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times those same guys egg it on. They play around too. And eventually I end up sucking like that. I say that, you heard me. But I think that that's what I mean by you didn't get this far from doing nothing. You're in the bed at his house. And your claim is that, the house is really far from Atlanta and from where I live, so I stayed there. Yeah, sure, that's what they all say.
Afraid of what was going on the other side. So I picked up, and that's when he said, he was sorry for what happened. He doesn't know why he did that, and that maybe he was self-sabotaging or something. And in the same call, he said, and don't worry, we're going to do your show.
In the lawsuit, you describe this as a calculated pursuit of you by Tyler Perry. There are also several times where he says to you, you have to make your no stronger. How did you respond to this, as it's described, calculated pursuit of you by Tyler Perry?
To me, that's just so insulting. And I reiterated, I said stop. I said it. I don't think that people ever get past something like that happening to them.
Dixon tells us he last spoke to Perry in the spring of 2024 and left the show in September of that year.
What ultimately became of your pilot losing it?
Yeah, it hasn't gone anywhere. He still owns the rights to it. So I can't now go and sell it.
You need to localize assets without messing everything up. Luckily, there's Adobe Express. Now you can localize, translate, and resize your content easily whenever you need to.
Then in January, owns the rights to my show, so I can't go and sell it.
The rights to it, so I can't now go and sell it.
Tyler, if this is true, that was slick. The boy got the hell on, allegedly. Tyler calls him and says, listen, I'm sorry. I let myself go last night. And yeah, you know what? That show that you really want to do, we're going to go ahead and do it. Don't worry about it. Purchase it. Give some money for it. To kind of make him feel better. He's like, oh shit. Executive producer, writer, my own show. And now the show is shelved.
Then in January, the actor filed a complaint with the EEOC.
So that's really why you filed your lawsuit, probably, because the show isn't going to be filmed anymore. It's being shelved. This is your baby. What the fuck? Okay, you know what? I want to sue your ass. I'm going to add in that you tried to try me, when in fact it's really about my baby.
The federal agency responsible for protecting workers from discrimination.
In your response to your EEOC complaint, Tyler's representative said, among other things, Mr. Dixon's initial letter to TPS Tyler Perry Studios about its matter demanded $42.5 million to buy his silence. They described your actions as extortion. Mm-hmm. Were you looking for money to buy your silence?
No, I think I was looking for accountability to what he did.
I think you were looking for money to buy your silence.
Was wrong, and
I think you wanted to buy
something that
you wanted them to buy your silence
from doing this to somebody else, another actor, or
come on now,
in the future.
Come on,
what kind of a toll would you say that
give
this
me
is all
almost $50 million, and I'll shut the hell up.
Extremely anxious. The calls got to a point where the calls and texts were almost every day. Just this constant state of like, if I don't answer, I will lose my job. I'll be fired or killed off the show.
He's gorgeous.
I mean, it took a huge toll on my anxiety and depression.
You're asking in your lawsuit for damages totaling $260 million. How did you arrive at that number?
Part of that number is my lost job, my lost income, the loss of the show. The other part of that is a deterrent for how do you stop a billionaire who won't stop themselves from doing this.
How difficult has it been to tell your truth?
It's been hard. It's a vulnerable thing to talk about, I think, for anybody.
You look great.
There's a lot of shame, I think.
I know I keep saying it, but damn,
around
you look so like a model.
And just chiseled, trying to think what you could have done better, and having to deal with the judgment of what everyone might think of how you could have handled it better without being in that situation.
Perry has not yet responded in court filings. In a statement to ABC News, his lawyer called Dixon a quote individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. And Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail.
If you were
Matthew
to talk to Tyler Perry right now, what would you say?
You know what you did.
I would say, I hope that you take accountability for what happened. And I hope that this has taught you not to treat your employees this way, and to never use someone's dream to coerce them into a relationship that's not professional.
What would justice look like for you?
Justice would look like thinking that I've made a change and that something like this won't happen to another actor that works for him or another actor in the industry. That would be justice for me.
I don't believe him.
Our thanks to Derek Dixon for the conversation.
$50 million motherfucking.
Stay ahead of business threats with 24.
I can guarantee you his ass want that $50 million. He could care less about justice for his butt cheeks and having to run in the bathroom and play hide and seek for a little bit. He don't care about that. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I am Rico Bellucci. This has been another episode of Rico Live. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow. Make sure you hit the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. I am high as hell right now. Hit the bell so that you can be notified when we go live. Make sure you what did I say? Oh, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you follow. All right, it's been at the bottom the whole time. See you guys later. Thank you.